What's up, you guys? It's your girl CASwCOY back on this channel with another video. If you already read that title, you already know what today's video is going to be about. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Right before we jump into the video, what's up, guys? I am back after a very long 2 weeks. I was on Christmas break from college, and then unfortunately I got sick. But now we are back on regular recording schedule, and we're going to be getting out these videos for you guys again. And today I'm here with a highly requested video, and I'm going to be showing you guys where and how I get my mods and how to organize them along with your custom content. Full warning, this video is going to have a lot of talking in it just because I'm going to be walking you through where and how I get my mods. If you guys want to skip to where I talk about the true crime case, you can. The timestamp will be on the screen. It's towards the ender portion of this video. But if you're here for the full experience or just want to play this as background, stay put and let's get into my cast breakdown. So the main two things that I'm always asked about either under my videos or in person when people see my game is my cast background and the lighting in my game. So the lighting is actually to thanks for my preset. If you guys want to know how to download, reshade, and have presets, I have a video on that. I have it linked in the description and also somewhere on the screen. But my cast background I'll also have linked down in the description box below. And if you can see in the video, I'm just going through my skin details. I'm going through my makeup, my accessories, because I have a lot of things in here, and just like my cast background, I found it on Pinterest. So if you want a cute different cast background, just look them up on Pinterest, just like I do with a lot of my other CC, and you'll hear me mention Pinterest a lot during this video. Non-sponsored. You'll hear that a lot during this video because Pinterest is literally my best friend. One tip I do have for downloading mods in CC is I tend to download from the same creators just because I like consistency in my game. So I tend to download from the exact same creators. Like as you can see in the video, I have a chunk of CC all downloaded from the same people. Like the Gino creator, I have a lot of my Asian CC downloaded from them just because I like the consistency, and having my Asian CC downloaded from an Asian creator means a lot to me, just like having my black CC from a black creator means a lot because I feel like it's more authentic and I know that I'm getting an accurate representation of who I want to recreate in my game. Another tip of advice that I do have for organizing your mods in CC in your mods folder is simply organizing by creator. Don't try to organize by character like hats, accessories, makeup, nails, and stuff like that, because it can easily get confused and you'll easily lose CC, or you'll find a piece of CC that doesn't have the creator's name on the actual file, so you won't know where it came from or who it came from. It's easier also to do it this way when it comes to those big updates, because normally when the game updates, a lot of the CC needs updates as well. So creators will most likely on their Patreon or their Tumblr let you know what piece of CC or what needs to be updated. And if you have stuff organized by creator, you can just go into that file, find whatever piece of CC that needs to be updated, delete that, and get the new piece and put it back inside the folder. So it's easier to do this by creator than by category and piece by piece. So that's enough about my Creator Sim setup. Let's get into why you guys are really here, and that's where and who I get my custom content and mods from. So when I get into that CC or mod shopping mood, the thing I do immediately is go on Pinterest and type in Sims 4 CC. After that, everything comes naturally. It's like being in a mall. You see what you want, you put it in the cart. So what you see me doing here is pretty self-explanatory. I see a piece that I like and I just go over to the hovering link and press open in a new tab. The reason why I do this is because 9 times out of 10 it'll take you to a creator's Tumblr page or Patreon, and from there I just look on their account or their website or their Patreon or Tumblr and I download all the other CC that I like from them. I recommend this method for people who don't really know where to start, because this is how you can end up finding some creators that you really like. For example, my favorite creator to download black hair CC from is Kiko Vanity, and also doing it this way, it's easier to download a lot of CC at one time, because what I do is I go to their Patreon and then I click on their icon and then I go to like their public tab where they release their CC to the public, and then I just download whatever I see and what I like. And it's easier to download from Patreon because all you have to do is click that highlighted link and it immediately downloads for you, or sometimes it'll take you to Sims File Share and you just click on that download button and it downloads for you. I really like this method and I've been doing it for years, as long as I can remember, just because it's the easiest way for me to download a lot of CC at one time. And then also, like I keep saying, I have that consistency of those creators that I really love and I like. So I'm not the type of person that pays for Patreon, so I normally just go for the public release things, so it's really easy to get a lot of CC that I still like at the same time without having to pay for anything. Another creator that I really love that's not under a high paywall or anything is Clay Kim Sims. I hope I'm saying that right. They have the best skins and tray files for Sims. If you're the type of person that doesn't like to spend a lot of time and create a sim, Clay Kim Sims has a bunch of sims that you can download full tray files from, and the sims are perfectly made, or you can just download the skins that they have and use it that way. This creator is also one of my favorites because they do celebrity sims as well, and a lot of their sims that I use it for like background or NPC sims. But even if I did want to have a celebrity sim in my game, for example Jada Wada, Michael B. Jordan, Ruby Rose, I can get those people in my game thanks to Clay Kim Sims without having to go through the struggle of making them myself. I'm going to list some of my favorite creators in the description box down below, along with their Patreon pages, Tumblr pages, etc. Just because I feel like you guys can really benefit from downloading from them and supporting them, because a lot of their content is really, really great. Also, if you're a beginner and you're not the type to go from creator to creator and you're still a little confused on how to do this, or you just don't have the time to spend hours and hours scrolling through Pinterest like I do, then I do suggest looking at some other YouTube videos where they have big CC folders and files. That's what I used to do when I was just beginning, and that's probably why I have over 8,000 files of mods and CC inside of my game, along with my tray files. No, you don't have to have as many mods and CC as I do. That's just because that's what my PC and my storage and my Wi-Fi can take. But if you guys want me to make a big CC folder of a lot of my favorite CCs and the CCs that I use, I can do that, but you're gonna have to give me some time because I do have a lot of CC to sort through. But back on track, if you guys are new to this whole downloading CC and downloading mods thing, and you guys want a lot of CC, you want a lot of good CC, I definitely recommend looking up some videos of big CC files on YouTube, watching those videos, seeing if you like the content that they added. I like a lot of black CC because I like a lot of representation in my game, so I would always search urban CC files. So if that's something that you want to do and you're a little confused on how to navigate that and find that, please comment down below and I can definitely and I will love to help you out. So now that we got the basics of the video out of the way, let's move into this true crime case that you guys voted on, and I'm really excited to talk about it with you guys today. Before we hop into the true crime case, I have a little bit of information for you guys. The first thing is, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and click that notification bell so you can be notified every time I post a new video. YouTube has informed me that only 2% of my subscribers are actually subscribed and watching my videos, and 98% are just watching without subscribing. So please subscribe so you can continue supporting me, the channel, and so you can continue to get good quality videos from me. Also, you guys, please, 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 please watch the full video. This will not only benefit me, but benefit you. A lot of the questions and concerns I see in the comments, I 9 times out of 10 already addressed in the video. A lot of you just don't watch all of it, so you don't get all of the information that you need from me. Also, the rude and hateful comments, I'm sorry y'all, but I'm not some upstanding influencer. I've always said if I ever gain a little bit of traction or a little bit of audience, I'm not going to just let people talk to me any type of way that they want. If you continue to be rude or disrespectful in my comments, I will 9 times out of 10 just block you and hide you from looking at my channel, just because I don't appreciate you leaving rude comments under my videos or harassing my other subscribers or other people who watch the video just because one method didn't work for you or something didn't work for you the way that you thought it would. So now you have to comment and harass everyone else and tell them that I'm scamming people or I'm just doing this for money. Which, if you didn't know, making money on YouTube is not that easy. It doesn't work that way. But yes, please don't be rude to me because I will comment back and you will be very surprised, because I know a lot of you are used to using your little fingers and going on your keyboard and saying whatever you want to these creators and they don't comment back, but sorry to break it to you, I will. So now that we got that out of the way, let's get into what we're actually here for now, which is a true crime case. So So while you guys sit and watch me shop and look for CC, I put a poll on my community tab to see if you guys preferred a TV show review, a true crime case, or instrumental for background noise, and True Crime won. A little bit of background about me: I am a K-pop stan. I actually started liking K-dramas before K-pop. If you didn't know that I like K-pop, literally just listen to the instrumentals I play in the backgrounds of my videos. So that immediately indulges you into the world of Korean culture. Watching these K-dramas or listening to K-pop has its tendencies to make you do your research to understand some cultural context behind certain things, and then you spiral into a rabbit hole of Korean culture, whether that's Korean food, Korean beauty, K-dramas, K-pop, etc. So we did turn off the instrumental just because for these cases we involve real life victims and I don't want to make it seem unserious or anything like that. And today we're going to be going down the whole of bullying in South Korea. Before we get into it, I just want to say a big thank you to Stephanie Sue, the owner of the Rotten Mango podcast. I've literally been watching Stephanie since 2016, and me being a biology forensic science major, crime is a big part of my life, and she's definitely helped bring a lot of cases to light, including these ones. So I will be linking her video and her channel down in the description box below if you want to check out the original video where my summary is based off of. If I miss any key details or something got lost in translation or some misinformation is said in my video, I apologize, and please correct me down below in the comments. So let's get into what's going on. If you don't know the viral K-drama The Glory, I don't know how, because even people who don't like K-dramas have heard of this K-drama. It is done so well. It's a Netflix original and it's based on true bullying stories that happened in South Korea, kind of all dramatized into one show. But they are definitely based on true stories that apparently happen in South Korea all of the time. Disclaimer from this point on: if you are sensitive to bullying or violence or mentioning of violence, please click off of this video. Up until this point, I really do appreciate your support, and if you really love my videos, please go ahead and watch some of my previous ones or stay tuned for the ones to come. If you watch The Glory, one of the beginning scenes, you see the main character obviously beaten up in a police station with other kids there. The other kids are let free, and the main character, let's say her name is Gina, is seated, bruised up. A teacher eventually comes over and literally scolds her when she's obviously the victim. And then he turns and talks kindly to another boy sitting across from her and ends up taking both of them away from the police station. From this scene, you can clearly tell something fishy and weird is going on, 9 times out of 10 corruption based. There are a lot of cases that are indirectly and directly related to this K-drama, and the first one I want to talk about is Student 1. Her situation is that ultimately she began being bullied by a group of 5 girls, all because she picked up a phone call from one of the girls' boyfriends. We don't ever know why he called or if it was a setup from his girlfriend for him to call just so they would have a reason to bully her, even though you never have a reason to bully anyone, but you guys unfortunately get what I mean. This situation is how the bullying is described to have started. So after Student 1 picks up this call, the next day she's attacked outside of her house, with flip-flops, being called names and hit in the head by these 5 girls. They lead her to a karaoke house. For context, in Korea, karaoke houses or karaoke bars are set up differently than how we do karaoke in the US, for example. In these karaoke bars, you have private rooms that you can rent out, and you have several microphones with covers on them and a big screen that plays the song traditional karaoke style, with the music video playing in the background and the words on the screen. You get the idea. But it's pretty soundproof and it's private, and the music is super loud, and it's commonly used by teenagers, so you can't really hear much. To sum it up, they beat Student 1 up pretty bad, punching her, hitting her over the head multiple times with the microphones, and fully covering her with her own blood. She did what every person is instructed to do in these situations involving bullying and violence, and similar to the show The Glory, she goes and reports him to the police station, and yes, you guessed it, the police did nothing. So of course the bullies find out she reported them, and instead of saying, hey, this is enough, they think to torture her even more and more vile than before, so she would be so full of fear she wouldn't report them for anything that they would do again. They mocked her and threatened her with her own report. 2 months go by and she's invited to go out with one of her friends for a night out, and Student 1 is actually excited for once to have some fun and not be stressed out about bullies and the abuse that she goes through every day. She gets there a little early and waits for her friend. She orders her food ahead and sits and waits. Soon the door opens and her bullies walk in and demand she get up and follow them to wherever they were going. The whole time, Student 1 was unaware the bullies had gotten to her friend and had her friend set her up. This whole night out was planned from the start by the bullies. They instruct her to go into an alleyway outside of the restaurant. She's reluctant, of course, and one of the bullies drag her by her hair into the alleyway. All of this is caught on CCTV, but what's also caught on CCTV is a police car is seen passing by an hour later. A second time law enforcement failed to help her. For context, this isn't some type of dark and secluded alleyway. If you're in a car, you can see right down the alleyway, and also passerbys can see the assault happening. This is a relatively busy area of Korea, and no one helps her or calls the police. Assuming the bullies got spooked from all of the occasional attention, they dragged her to a nearby factory and continue assaulting her there. With glass soju bottles, punching and kicking her, hitting her with bricks, cutting her face with knives, all laughing while doing this. They even complained at one point as she bled, saying, God, her blood is so dirty. She passes out at one point and they continue to assault her, saying, We're already guilty of attempted murder. Let's do more. They did this for nearly 2 hours, all on CCTV footage. They even started taking pictures and videos of her with the flash on. Student 1 is only 14 years old. From the pictures and videos taken, one picture is sent to one of the 5 girls' upperclassmen. For context, being older than someone in Korea is pretty important. Even if someone is a couple months older than you have to treat them with immense amount of respect, even switching to formal language when you talk to them. The text messages between these two are quite chilling, mainly because they treat the incident so nonchalantly. For example, once the lowerclassman sends the picture, the upperclassman only responds with, ugh, you're so annoying. You're acting up these days. As if the lowerclassmen just casually did something so minuscule. Mind you, the picture that was sent was student 1 in a kneeling begging position with blood all over her and beaten. And all the upperclassmen responded with was, ugh, you're so annoying. You're getting out of hand these days. Luckily, the upperclassmen did take the photo to the police the next day, but only 2 out of the 5 girls are charged with the initial assault. The punishment of these two? One bully got 2 years in juvenile and the other only got a few months. And that's only one person failed and bullied in Korean schools. Another case directly connected to the viral K-drama is middle schooler, let's say Una, who was hospitalized for her injury. Her parents can recall her begging and pleading for her to switch schools while she was in the hospital, and the only thing her parents could wonder is what happened. If you haven't watched the show, in The Glory, it's a very specific scene where the main character Gina is burned repeatedly by her bullies with their curling iron to see if it's hot enough. Una describes the bullying starting when she was just randomly walking around her neighborhood. Staring at the ground, leisurely walking, she's seen other pairs of feet in front of her. She recognized these girls from her school in her class that were known bullies. Anytime she ever interacted with them, she didn't. She kept her head down and kept away. But they approached her and asked her a question, and when she failed to answer, they smacked her in the head. And after that, she became a target for them. Every day, they would demand her to give them money. They would force her to beg her parents to give her more allowance when she ran out, and when she didn't want to beg her parents for more money and tried to tell them her family didn't have much money to give, they would jump her and beat her. When that wasn't enough, they would literally burn her skin over and over with a curling iron. Una said you could hear her skin sizzling. They would corner her after school and force her to show them her scabs. They would rip her healing scabs off or force her to do it herself, traumatizing her even more. When Una started opening up to reporters about her story, she told them reluctantly that there were more scars. They tried to disfigure her chest. She had several scars, deep red scars on her chest, as if someone took a safety pin and started stabbing and scraping on her chest. Una was asked to point out the bullies, and she did, but they weren't the type of girls that would bully anyone. And I know what you're thinking. I'm not trying to sympathize or make excuses for them. They genuinely weren't the girls who bullied Una. She was coerced by the actual bullies to name 3 random girls in her school. It was, of course, eventually discovered who the actual bullies were, and the school sent out a statement saying, We've conducted an internal investigation, and the investigation is now closed because the students' stories aren't matching up. For us, it's becoming a story of he say, she say. From our understanding, Una fell off a bike, and that can contribute to some of her wounds. Of course, the stories aren't going to match. One person is a victim of heinous bullying and the others are the perpetrators. How similar do you think the stories are going to be? And also, a bike? How does falling off a bike result in third-degree burns? One of the bullies ended up going to the police station and confessing, but didn't have any remorse for anything. Let's name her Kai. Kai said, I did burn Una about 9 times with the curling iron. I hit her on the head a couple of times, and this went on for about 20 days. And I did this because Una made a promise, and Una didn't keep it. When Kai was asked why she didn't report this sooner, the only thing she replied with is that now the case is getting too serious. Kai was arrested, which is very surprising because, for context, laws against minors are very lenient. If you're under the age of 14, you can basically commit any type of crime, like SA, and go home on probation and have it wiped from your record and no one will ever know. The punishment of Kai was never released until the viral Kdrama came out, and K netizens began to dig into these bullying cases just like this one, and it was discovered she was given probation. So really, she was arrested for show and released the same day to her family. After 2 months, Una was released from the hospital and sent to a psychiatric center. With these bullies, you'll never know where they are now in the world. They could be doctors, they could be teachers, police officers, anything. There's no way to know or hold them accountable because of the laws for minors or the lack thereof. The last case I want to talk about is one where the bullies become social workers and nurses. Min had been burned with the flat iron in middle school by her bullies, making it hard for her to ever wear short sleeves even in the summertime. Min recalled her bullying started by being asked randomly one day for $1 by some random girls at her school. So, being the person she is, she gives them $1. The next day, they ask again. So, Min just thinks that maybe they're hungry and they don't have enough lunch money, so she gives them another dollar the next day. And then it soon stopped them borrowing and asking for $1 to them full on demanding she give them $1. And then it escalated to $10, $30, and then $100. Men would ask, why are you asking me for so much money? Like, what are you even spending the money on? You haven't paid me back for the dollars that I've given you before. The bullies responded, your existence is such an inconvenience to us, so pay up. Once men ran out of allowance money, they started getting physical, punching her, slapping her. They would even drag her to one of the bullies' houses where they would use her as a personal punching bag. Quite literally, having her sit in the corner of the room, and whenever they wanted, they'd beat her, throw stuff at her. They wouldn't even feed her while she was there. They just tortured her for the fun of it. So you may be thinking, why didn't she just leave? The bullies told her that if she didn't cooperate, they would assault her little brother instead. The bullies would even take a fork and stab her all over her body. They would even throw a plastic pipe to her face and permanently damage her eye. So why didn't she try to escape? When she refused to go to one of the bullies' houses, they came to her house instead and ransacked her house, flipping over furniture, flipping over couches, making things hard for her family. They bullied her for about 6 months, causing men not to be able to sleep. She even tried taking multiple sleeping pills and nothing worked. Min's bullying came to light because of a long sleeve white shirt she wore. Like I mentioned earlier, Min had also been burned with a flat iron by her bullies, and she never wore short sleeve shirts. One of her wounds began to fill with pus, and also from it being a white shirt, it was bulging from her shirt, and her teacher noticed. Her teacher took her to get examined, and from the wound, it was sticking to the shirt so bad that the examiner had to cut Min's shirt. Once they seen the wound, her parents were informed from there. Bullies were forced to apologize, but after that, yeah, you guessed it, they got no punishment, except for one bully got 40 hours of community service. During the forced apology, one bully was full on laughing. They all had no remorse. This isn't the only case of bullying that inspired the drama, but this is the most prevalent ones that I can think of and have time to talk about. If you like these cases and you want me to talk about more true crime cases in my videos, I can make it like a monthly CC shopping thing where I can make full videos of me CC shopping and deep diving into some of these cases that I really love. Also, be kind to your friends, your neighbors, and also don't think too harshly of South Korea because of the new wave of exposure of bullying. I want to make it very clear that bullying happens in every country, so this isn't just exclusive to South Korea. And the reason why some of the bullying is like this there is mainly because the lack of disciplinary laws for minors. So the government is basically giving them a handout and basically telling them that you can do whatever you want and there's no punishment. Also, the social age hierarchy there is very intense. So once again, don't be too harsh and have this a reason to hate anyone or anything like that. This is just an interesting case and probably one of my favorite K-dramas from 2023, so I really wanted to talk about the real cases that inspired the drama. But thank you guys so much for listening to me blabber on. I know this case probably was a little heavy for some people, but I really like true crime, and if you like it as well and you'll like me to do the monthly CC shopping true crime video, I can definitely do that. I won't do this too often just for the simple fact that true crime and a lot of these cases are really heavy, and I don't want to make it seem unserious by playing a video game in the background. But that's pretty much all I have for this video. All the creators that I love to shop from will be linked down in the description box below. And if you've gotten this far, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure you click the notification bell so you can be notified every time I post a new video. And my closing saying for today is, for everyone that's going back to school, I wish you the best of luck and the best of grades ever in this new year, new semester. I know last semester was definitely difficult for me, so I'm wishing all of the good luck to everyone out there. Thank you so much for watching. CASwCOY signing off.